What does an electrical circuit need in order to work? A battery and a switch only. A complete unbroken loop connecting all components to a power source. Only a power source. The correct answer is, a complete unbroken loop connecting all components to a power source. Here's something cool: for electricity to flow there must be a complete circuit with no gaps. If the circuit is broken anywhere, electricity stops flowing and components like bulbs will not work. What is a conductor? A material that slows down electricity. A material that does not allow electricity to flow through it. A material that allows electricity to flow through it easily. The correct answer is, a material that allows electricity to flow through it easily. Fun fact: metals are good conductors because they have free electrons that can move easily. Copper is widely used in electrical wiring because it is an excellent conductor. What is an insulator? A material that allows electricity to flow through it. A material that generates electricity. A material that does not allow electricity to flow through it. The correct answer is, a material that does not allow electricity to flow through it. Here's an interesting fact: insulators like rubber, plastic and glass do not allow electricity to pass through. They are used to coat wires and make plugs and sockets safe to touch. Which of these materials is the best conductor of electricity? Wood, plastic, copper. The correct answer is copper. A quick fact for you: copper is one of the best electrical conductors and is used in most electrical wiring. Other good conductors include aluminium, silver and gold. Which of these materials is an electrical insulator? Copper, iron, rubber. The correct answer is rubber. Let's learn something new. Rubber is an excellent insulator. This is why electrical cables are coated in rubber or plastic to prevent electric shocks and stop current from escaping the wire. What does a switch do in an electrical circuit? It generates electricity. It opens and closes the circuit to turn components on and off. It increases voltage. The correct answer is, it opens and closes the circuit to turn components on and off. Knowledge boost: when a switch is open it creates a gap in the circuit so electricity cannot flow. When it is closed it completes the circuit and electricity flows again. What does a bulb do in an electrical circuit? It stores electrical energy. It converts electrical energy into light and heat. It measures voltage. The correct answer is, it converts electrical energy into light and heat. Here's an interesting fact: a bulb contains a thin wire called a filament. When current flows through it, the filament heats up and glows. Modern LED bulbs produce light with much less heat, making them more efficient. What is the unit of voltage measured in? Amps, ohms, volts. The correct answer is volts. Impress your friends with this fact: voltage is measured in volts, named after Alessandro Volta, who invented the first battery. Voltage represents the electrical push or force that drives current around a circuit. What is the unit of electrical current measured in? Volts, ohms, amps. The correct answer is amps. Fun fact: current is the flow of electric charge through a circuit. It is measured in amperes, named after André-Marie Ampère. You can think of current as the amount of electricity flowing per second. What happens in a series circuit when one bulb is removed or breaks? Only that bulb goes out. The other bulbs get brighter. All the bulbs in the circuit go out. The correct answer is, all the bulbs in the circuit go out. A quick fact for you: in a series circuit all components are connected in a single loop. If one component fails, it breaks the circuit and stops current flowing to all other components. What happens in a parallel circuit when one bulb is removed or breaks? All bulbs go out. The circuit stops completely. The remaining bulbs continue to work. The correct answer is, the remaining bulbs continue to work. Here's a nugget of wisdom: in a parallel circuit each component is on its own separate branch. If one branch breaks, current still flows through the other branches, so the remaining bulbs stay on. What does an ammeter measure in a circuit? Voltage, resistance, electric current. The correct answer is electric current. Knowledge boost: an ammeter is connected in series in a circuit. It measures the flow of electric current in amperes. A good ammeter has very low resistance, so it does not significantly affect the circuit. What does a voltmeter measure in a circuit? Current, resistance, voltage between 2 points. The correct answer is voltage between 2 points. Fun fact: a voltmeter is connected in parallel across a component. It measures the potential difference, voltage, across that component in volts. It has very high resistance, so almost no current flows through it. What does a resistor do in an electrical circuit? It stores charge. It produces light. It reduces the flow of current in the circuit. The correct answer is, it reduces the flow of current in the circuit. Here's an interesting fact: resistors are used to control the amount of current in a circuit. They are found in almost all electronic devices. A longer, thinner wire has more resistance than a short, thick one. What is an LED? A large energy dispenser. A loud electrical device. A light-emitting diode that produces light when current flows through it. The correct answer is, a light-emitting diode that produces light when current flows through it. Surprising trivia: LEDs are much more energy efficient than traditional bulbs because they produce very little heat. They are used in phone screens, televisions, traffic lights, and energy-saving light bulbs. What kind of energy is stored in a battery? Nuclear energy, kinetic energy, chemical energy. The correct answer is chemical energy. Here's something cool: batteries store energy in the form of chemical energy. When a circuit is complete, a chemical reaction occurs inside the battery that drives electric current around the circuit. The reaction stops when the chemicals are used up. What happens to the brightness of bulbs when you add more batteries to a series circuit? Bulbs become dimmer. Nothing changes. Bulbs become brighter. The correct answer is, bulbs become brighter. Let's learn something new. Adding more batteries increases the voltage in the circuit. Higher voltage pushes more current through the bulbs, making them glow more brightly. What happens to the brightness of bulbs when you add more bulbs to a series circuit? They become brighter. Nothing changes. They become dimmer. The correct answer is, they become dimmer. Let's learn something new. In a series circuit, adding more bulbs increases the total resistance. The same voltage must now drive current through more components, so each bulb receives less energy and glows less brightly. What does a fuse do in a circuit? It increases the current. It stores electrical energy. It breaks the circuit if too much current flows to protect devices in wiring. The correct answer is, it breaks the circuit if too much current flows to protect devices in wiring. Impress your friends with this fact: fuses contain a thin wire that melts if too much current passes through it. This breaks the circuit and prevents dangerous overheating that could cause a fire. Modern appliances often use circuit breakers instead. What is a short circuit? A very short piece of wire. A circuit with only one component. An unintended low-resistance path that allows excessive current to flow. The correct answer is, an unintended low-resistance path that allows excessive current to flow. Surprising trivia: short circuits are dangerous because they allow a very large current to flow. This can cause wires to overheat, start fires, or damage electrical components. Fuses and circuit breakers protect against this. What is static electricity? Electricity stored in a battery. Electricity that always flows in the same direction. A buildup of electrical charge on the surface of an insulating material. The correct answer is, a buildup of electrical charge on the surface of an insulating material. Knowledge boost: static electricity builds up when two materials are rubbed together and electrons transfer between them. This is why a balloon rubbed on hair can stick to a wall, and why you sometimes get a shock touching a metal door handle. What is the unit of electrical resistance? Volts, amps, ohms. The correct answer is ohms. Impress your friends with this fact: resistance is measured in ohms, named after George Ohm. All materials have some resistance. Resistance converts electrical energy into heat and limits the flow of current in a circuit. If you increase the voltage in a circuit, what happens to the current? Current decreases. Current stays the same. Current increases. The correct answer is, current increases. Here's something cool: voltage is the push that drives current. A higher voltage pushes electrons harder, making more current flow. This relationship is described by Ohm's law: current equals voltage divided by resistance. What is a complete circuit? A circuit with no components. A circuit that is only partially connected. a closed loop through which electricity can flow continuously. The correct answer is, a closed loop through which electricity can flow continuously. Here's a nugget of wisdom: a complete circuit has no gaps or breaks. Current flows from the positive terminal of the battery through the circuit and back to the negative terminal in a continuous loop. Why are circuit diagrams used instead of drawings? They take longer to draw. They are more colorful. They use universal symbols so scientists and engineers worldwide can understand them. The correct answer is, they use universal symbols so scientists and engineers worldwide can understand them. Fun fact, circuit diagrams use agreed symbols for each component, such as a long and short line for a battery and a circle with a cross for a bulb. This makes them quick to draw and universally understood. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Stay tuned for more exciting content, and we'll catch you in the next one.